Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm coming to you today from my bathroom. I thought that it would be really fun to do a quick get ready with me this evening. I am going to my high school's homecoming. This isn't a fancy event, it's a basketball game. We do basketball because they don't have a football team. But so I thought it would be really fun to just do a quick and simple, this is basically my everyday kind of makeup look when I want to look like I put some effort into my look without looking like I tried too hard. I thought it would be kind of chit-chatty, but maybe I would talk a little bit about what I'm doing, techniques, tips, whatever. Because if you don't know, I am a professional makeup artist. I specialize in bridal makeup, but obviously I can do my own everyday makeup too. And I could do your everyday makeup. I don't know. Anyway, so I thought that would be really fun. So nothing that I'm using today is particularly new. Most of them are sort of my all-time favorites. There are a few things that I've just been using in the last few months that I really love. Oh, and I should address the fact that I am wearing a bonnet. I did wash and diffuse my hair earlier and I had to go out. My son got his hair cut this afternoon and it is really cold and windy and I didn't want it to mess up my hair before I left for the evening. So I decided that I would choose to look crazy now to avoid looking crazy later. So without further ado, let's jump in. The first thing that I am starting out with, I have just moisturizer on my face right now, and then I'm jumping in with the Smashbox Original Photo Finish Primer. I feel like this was really big when it first came out. It was one of the first like really big pore filling primers. It was kind of the original, and then there have been so many different things that have come out since then that this just kind of got left behind and forgotten, but it's still so amazing. I was looking for something a few months ago and I couldn't find the product that I was looking for, but I needed something that was going to be a really good pore filling primer, and so I got this since I couldn't find the other. And I really love this. And the other that I was looking for was the Tatcha primer, which has been like a huge, big thing. And then I wanted the e.l.f. one that's supposed to be like it, but it was still sold out. And I do really like the Tatcha, but because it is more expensive, I don't use it very often. Next, I'm going to color correct a little bit with, this is just the Sephora Bright Future color corrector. It's yellow, which works well for light skin, dark circles, and I think it's really good. It's nothing spectacular or anything, but it's really great for the everyday when I want to hide the fact that I am a mother of a toddler and am exhausted 90% of the time. I hope you can see me really well. My mirror is like over here, so I'm trying to look in the mirror. Ooh, I bet I can open the mirror. There we go. That's smart, Kate. Jeez. Okay. And I just sort of put that primer in the T-zone too. And I have a toddler down here right now, so if you hear him rummaging around in my hair accessory drawer. Next I'm hopping in. I keep saying that, jumping in, hopping in, whatever. With the L'Oreal True Match. I am in the color C.5. I am very light and I am very cool toned. Whoops. I used to use this foundation a while back, and I stopped because I got so annoyed with how it's a liquid foundation but it doesn't have a pump or anything, so it just comes out of the bottle so quickly. Hey buddy. And I don't really like that. I don't like a liquid foundation that doesn't have a pump, so I'd like to find some kind of pump or something that would work well with that. This is a Real Techniques sponge. Next, I'm going to go in with some very minor contouring. I just always feel better if I contour. This is only like a shade and a half darker than I am, probably. This is, oh, and my concealer, oh no, I haven't talked about my regular concealer yet. This is Tarte Shape Tape Double Duty Beauty in the shade Medium. It is fairly neutral. If I want a really intense contour, I will use a darker shade but I'm just looking to get a little bit more structure to my face. Also use this a little bit to reduce the size of my forehead. I have a somewhat substantial forehead, which it doesn't look like it right now with the bonnet on, but I do in real life. I'm just gonna blend that out with this like sharper edge of the Tarte sponge, not Tarte, Real Techniques sponge. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with concealer. I'm using Shape Tape again. This is about a shade, maybe a shade and a half lighter than my actual skin tone, and it is fair neutral. Although I am a cool toned person, I find that for my concealer, I like something a little bit more neutral because it gives it a more brightening effect, I think. And to blend that out, I'm using a mini beauty blender. I think it's called a blusher, which is weird because I've never used it for blush. So I was planning to chit chat more, but now I'm talking a lot about my makeup. So we're going to homecoming tonight. I graduated high school in 2012. So, and I was 17 when I graduated. So if you feel like doing the math, you can figure out how old I am. Next, I'm using this Laura Mercier translucent powder. It's a set where I put concealer. This is translucent. I can't find the brush that I usually use with this, so I'm using my blush brush. I cleaned it off really well, so let's hope I don't get any pink under my eyes or anything. I use this translucent powder under my eyes and where I've highlighted with the concealer because I found that it's one of the few translucent powders that doesn't end up darkening my concealer. I find that a lot of them sort of soak into the concealer and end up doing some funky stuff with it. But on the rest of my face, I use this CoverGirl Clean powder. This is in the color 105 Ivory. And I'm going to use it with this big fluffy Real Techniques brush. And I like using this as opposed to the translucent powder on the rest of my face. First of all, because it's cheaper, and also because it adds just a little bit more coverage to the rest of my face. It's translucent enough though that I can usually use this same powder on any of my brides as long as they are white. So now I'm going to go in with this Sephora Colorful powder. It's kind of a grayy color. It's called Tranquil, and I use it as my contour because it is very cool toned and the perfect shade for my skin. I think if you are pale, this is the best you're gonna find contour. And I'm just doing a little bit. Remember, going to a basketball game, not a fashion show. So I'm just doing a little bit, mostly just to cover up how yellow the concealer I used for contour was. But yeah. And then I will usually take my powder brush again and really make sure that's really blended out. It doesn't need too much extra blending today, but always better safe than sorry. I would rather have something blended into oblivion than not blended enough. This is Rose Champagne from Wet n Wild. I really love the Wet n Wild blushes. I wore this shade on my wedding day, actually. And I love it. It's very subtle, but it's still something there. I don't like to put it right on the apples of my cheeks. I like to have it back a little bit. I find if I put it out here, it ends up doing weird things to my face shape. It makes my face look more round, whereas if I put it out here more, it sort of gives more of a slimming effect to my face. If I need to, I can blend it out more. I'm going to go in with just a little bit of highlighter, just because I feel like using it. This is the Rach Loves palette with Pixie. Rach Loves is one of my favorite beauty YouTubers. I've been watching her for years. Also, this is what the palette is supposed to look like. I mean, minus this. But I left this one in a window and it faded on the outside. But the inside of this one was broken when it got to me. So I have the second one that Pixie sent me for free. And it's not broken on the inside, but it's crappy on the outside. But look how pretty it is. It's so pretty. I'm just gonna do it with my fingers today. I'm gonna use Clutch here and go right on my cheekbone. I kind of like doing highlighter with my fingers because I feel like it gives me more control over the product, and I have some areas around my cheekbones that are a little bit bumpy, and if they get highlighter on them, it just accentuates that bumpiness. So I like having some good control over my highlighter. I usually go over that with lace, but that's like a blinding highlight, and it's a basketball game, so I'm not gonna do blinding highlight today. Okay, next it is time for eyebrows. I basically have non-existent eyebrows, and I wish someone would have told me earlier in life that I needed to do something to them. So I feel like I've been spending most of the video looking to the side and not talking directly to you guys, but that's okay. It's my first beauty video, so anyway, more chit-chatting. We are really good. My high school has always been really good at basketball. From the time I was in 4th grade until the time I graduated, we went to state basketball every year with either the girls or the guys team. Some years we went with both. So, I think they've been back once since my class graduated. My class was very athletic. I'll say that. I went to a small Christian private school, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and I loved it. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Benefit Cabral, and this is in the color 2, I think. And I'm just sort of sculpting out my eyebrows. But yeah, so it was a K through 12 school, and I went there from kindergarten through my senior year. And I have a lot of people from high school that I'm still really good friends with. I won't say that my high school experience was perfect, but I didn't have the kind of high school experience that I left being glad to leave, I guess. I cried at graduation. Going to school somewhere else when I went to college was really hard for me. I was really depressed for the first semester or so, more so just because being away from home and not really being prepared for that, I guess. Like, I had really wanted to be away from home for so long, and then when it actually happened, I'm definitely an introvert, and so I really struggled to make friends, and then the friends that I did make turned out to be crappy. So yeah, but we're talking about high school. I loved most of my high school experience. Obviously, there's things that universally for everybody kind of suck about high school. But for the most part, I had really good friends. I had really good classmates. I was friends with pretty much all my classmates. There's nobody now that I would like see in a grocery store and avoid from my class. Or even from classes around me, I don't think. And my class was really close. We went through some tough stuff together, and came out on the other side. And I don't know, it was just a really good experience for me. I cried through homecoming my senior year. Like, I was on yearbook, and I was assigned a lot of the senior pages because for first semester I was the only senior on yearbook. And so I was in charge of the homecoming page, and that was the Benefit Gimme Brow in the color 3. And now I'm using the Essence I Heart Colorful Intensifying Eyeshadow Base. This is amazing. But anyway, so I was in charge of the homecoming page for the yearbook, and I was all excited about it, and I was all ready, had my camera, was sitting nice and up close and feeling good about it, and then they turned down the lights and the homecoming candidates came out and I started bawling. I don't know, even now, I don't know what like happened there, but I started crying and I couldn't stop. Like, I cried literally the rest of the night, and it was so weird and not completely out of character for me, but I mean, I was truly just like bawling my eyes out the whole rest of the evening. I'm using the Bare Necessities palette from ColourPop. I just got it today. I'm so excited to try it out. I'm not gonna go through exactly what I'm doing with it because this is a get ready with me, not a tutorial, but yeah, this is the palette I'm using. But the theme, I don't know if, do other high schools do themes for their homecoming? I often find that I have no idea what like public high schools actually do for a lot of things. My husband went to public school, but so our theme was Mexican luau, I think, or was it Hawaiian fiesta? I don't know. It was a combination of those two things, and it was so weird, and I'm sorry if anybody who was on that planning committee watches this, but I thought it was really stupid, and I was really confused about what that was all about. Like, I feel like choose one or the other. Choose Mexican fiesta or choose Hawaiian luau, but don't try to do both together. It's a weird combination. Like, I get that bright colors sort of go with both, but I don't know. It was very strange. The next year was Over the Rainbow, which is great because we live in Kansas. It was so cute. One of my best friends sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It was amazing and beautiful and fantastic. So, I feel like we kind of got gypped there. The other thing that had a weird theme my senior year was our junior-senior banquet. We had banquets instead of prom, and dances and stuff, which some people are like, oh, that's so weird, but like, it really wasn't. It was a lot more fun, I think, than going to prom would have been. I did try to get one of my friends to take me to prom, and he was like, no, it's just gross. And now that I'm older, I think he's probably right. And the theme was Winter Candyland. It was like a winter wonderland mixed with Candyland. And I feel like they should have just chosen one or the other on that as well. We also had it in a barn that didn't have any air conditioning in the middle of tornado season. And it got postponed a week. And then when we did finally have it the next week, it was so hot up there. It was ridiculous. So yeah. But it was still fun. But I felt really bad for the guys in their suits because, like, I had on a full-length dress and I was hot enough in that. It didn't have any sleeves or anything, and I was hot enough in that. But, like, to be wearing a full-on suit jacket and tie and everything, I feel like they had to be just dying. This is getting a little bit more intense than I want it to be for a basketball game, so I'm gonna blend it out more. There's no such thing as blending too much. There really isn't. You should just blend and blend and blend and blend and blend. That is my biggest tip for eye makeup, is blend until you think it's blended enough and then blend some more. That is one of my biggest pet peeves in, like, Facebook ads. It seems like nobody blends their eyeshadow. There's one currently for this, like, alcohol test company. Like, you get like 3 little tubes with different whiskeys or something like that, and the girl looks straight up crazy because first of all, her eyebrows are super weird, and then second of all, she just does not blend her eyeshadow at all. It's just like on there, and she has like stark white up here, which I get highlighting the brow bone, but that's not the way to do it, sweetie. And I don't know, it's just terrible. It's terrible, honestly. But she looks straight up crazy. Like, she looks like a clown because of how unblended her makeup is. I'm going to do something. I usually like to do like a light shimmery color on my lid. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do Like, there's some on here that are like straight up gonna be metallic, and there's some on here that just have a slight shimmer to them. I'm gonna do it with like a slight shimmer. That's really pretty. I've never used any of their ones that are like this, that are just sort of sparkly. I don't know if you can, if that picks up on camera, but that's really pretty how just sort of snowflake sparkly it is, not like hardcore metallic. I love a good hardcore metallic, don't get me wrong. So all I have left is eyeliner, mascara, and lipstick. So before I do that, I'm going to take this Urban Decay All-Nighter and spritz my face with it. It's brand new, so hang on. I know that's way more than the packaging says to use, but I don't want my makeup to move anywhere. And then I like to use my sponge to just kind of pat it in. I feel like this gives me a more natural finish since I used all those powders over top of my foundation and concealer and everything. I don't want to look cakey. I don't want to look super matte. I want to look a lot more natural. Sometimes I will spray it directly on the Beauty Blender if I have anywhere that's looking cakey or unblended. Use that like that. And I just think it gives so much a better finish to the face. Next up is eyeliner. I'm doing something different than what I normally do, just because I felt like it. This is the Kat Von D Tattoo Eyeliner. I'm going to give the disclaimer that I do not support Kat Von D, and I will not be repurchasing this or anything else that I use from her after it runs out. But this is really good eyeliner. So do your own research. Decide whether you're willing to support her or not. That's up to you. I'm not saying you're a bad person if you do. That's just a conscious decision that I have personally made, that I can't agree with some of the things that she's said and done. Anyway, so I'm going to do just a nice line right up next to my lash line, and I'm gonna wing it out just a little bit. I hardly ever do winged liner. This is very out of character for me. I used to always do winged liner in high school though. I have a video on my channel. It's really old, but I don't think I've hidden any of my videos or anything. But I have a video that's kind of old of how I did my makeup when I was in high school. So I might remake that video at some point. That was like a tag that was going around a while back. Like, and when I say a while back, I mean like years. It's been like probably 3 or more years since I made that video. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on my wing. But I used to like really cake on the eyeliner. Like half my eye was covered in eyeliner. Okay. Now this looks really silly right now because of how light my eyelashes are. So now I'm going to go in with my Damn Girl from Too Faced. I really love this. I thought I couldn't love anything more than the Better Than Sex from Too Faced, but this is great. One of my tips, I thought I was going to give you guys more tips as I went along, but I haven't really done that. But I've had this in my waistband, or sometimes I'll stick it in my bra or something while I'm doing the rest of my makeup to help warm it up. Or if I forget, I'll put it in a cup of hot water for a little bit and then just roll it around. It makes it a lot easier to work with and less thick. Okay, so I decided that my mascara needed a little bit more warming up, so I'm putting it in a cup of hot water here. I'm trying to put something on top of it to keep it under the water. And I've also decided, I usually tightline my eyes and I just can't handle how it looks without tightlining them. So I'm going to do that. So this is just an angled brush, and this is the Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner in Black is Black. So tightlining makes your eyelashes look thicker and your eyes look bigger, which are both wonderful things. Now, I don't know about you, but I just think that looks better. And while I'm still waiting on this mascara to warm up, I'm gonna put on my lipstick. This is the L'Oreal Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick. I love this. It does not come off. It is the best liquid lipstick I have found. This is in the color 854 Bittersweet. This is from the Les Chocolates collection, and it smells like brownies. Legit. It's so good. I love it. Clean up the edge here. I do find that this does need to be blotted for it to dry down. If you just wait for it to dry down, it's not going to. There we go. But now that it's blotted and dry, it will stay forever if you let it. Even through eating, drinking, whatever, it stays on. So I'm hoping that my mascara is ready now. Oh, that looks so much better. Anything that I got on my skin to dry, and then I will scratch it off. Now I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of a light metallic color. It doesn't have to be metallic, but I'm doing metallic on the inner corner. I just think that that opens up the eyes and brightens them up a little bit, especially if I've done a dark winged liner. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to respray with setting spray again. And my face is done as soon as this dries. Now it is time for my hair. Ooh. Ooh. Got some decent shrinkage there from putting it in the bonnet. It was mostly dry when I put it in, but not 100% dry. It was probably like 99% dry, but you can see like this was not happening before I put it in the bonnet. So okay, this is the Moonshine Oil from Eco Slay, and I'm going to use just a tiny amount. Like I don't think I can show you how much it is, but it's less than the size of a dime. And I rub it between my hands, and then I just run my hands down over my hair to soften up that gel cast. And I am sort of trying to stretch out those bottoms because I don't want them to be as shrinkaged as they were. I mean, yeah. Okay. I'm also going to flip over and stick my hands in my roots. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see me doing this. Fluff the roots, fluffing it from the side, fluffing it from the other side, fluffing it from the back, fluff, fluff, fluff. I'm gonna tell my hairs where to go. Oh my gosh, my hair looks so much shorter than it actually is right now because of how much shrinkage that caused. There we go. Maybe I just needed some stuff in the back. Make sure all of that gel cast is out. And this section of hair right here does not like to do what it's supposed to. I don't know what its deal is, but it hates me. Sometimes I pin it back, sometimes I try to make it behave. This strand is doing okay because I finger coiled it, but it's still not great. So, here we go. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do anything else with my hair or if I just want to leave it. I'm going to stretch out the bottoms of these curls though. Goodness. I had no idea it would do that. Ooh, that's messy. I really need a trim though, so there's that too. There's the back of my head, in case you're curious what But yeah, I'm already dressed and everything, so I don't really have anything else to show you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure you like and subscribe. If you'd like to see videos that are not at all like this, you can like and subscribe. Let me know if you like this kind of video. If you like other kind of videos, if there's anything specific that you'd like to see from me, definitely leave me a comment or check out my Instagram, which I will link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.